Hello everyone, welcome to my Simple Zoologies class. In this video, I'll be teaching one of the important topic from the exam point of view, that is on transportation of carbon dioxide. Now, transportation of carbon dioxide to take place, you require one such medium, and that medium is our fluid connective tissue, that is blood. Now, the transportation of carbon dioxide is comparatively easier when compared to that of the oxygen. Is major reason is because of its higher solubility. Now, to how many times is the question, and the answer is around 20 to 25 times. Please do remember this. They have definitely asked how many times, 20 to 25 times. So, hence, the transportation of carbon dioxide is easier when compared to that of oxygen. Now, for the transportation of carbon dioxide, we are going to study three different ways. Okay, one by one, if I have to deal with, first one is in a dissolved state. Okay, now approximately of about 5 to 7 percentage of carbon dioxide is being transported through plasma in a dissolved state. Please do remember these percentages because they are very important to remember. Definitely the questions have come and will be coming for sure. So in dissolved state, the transportation of carbon dioxide is going to be around 5 to 7 percentage through plasma. But when we had studied in transportation of oxygen, it was hardly 3%, and the reason also is because of its higher solubility, that is carbon dioxide has got 20 to 25 times higher solubility when compared to that of the oxygen. Then coming to the second one is as carb amino hemoglobin. The second one is carb amino hemoglobin. Over here it is around 20 to 25%. Please to remember, as I've always been telling, that these percentages questions will definitely come. So 20 to 25 percentage of carbon dioxide is being going to react as what? As carb amino hemoglobin. Now how is that reaction going to take place? You take this term hemoglobin, split it into two. You get it as what? Heme portion. The other one is the globin portion. Heme is nothing but what? Iron portion. Globin is nothing but what? Protein portion. Now this iron portion has acted over there in the transportation of oxygen. That is, it was helping in the transportation of 4 molecules of oxygen at once. Now over here in the transportation of carbon dioxide, the protein portion is going to come into action. Now globin is nothing but protein itself. Now what are proteins made up of? Amino acid, correct? Amino acid. Now, how is this going to come into action? That we are going to see. Now, around 20 to 25% of carbon dioxide is going to react with the amine group of hemoglobin. As I already mentioned in the previous page, protein portion. Proteins are made up of amino acids itself. So, over here, the amine group is going to come into action to form what? Carb amino hemoglobin. Please do remember this. Okay, then coming to the third and the important step, that is in the form of bicarbonate. In the form of bicarbonate, around 70%. This is the major one, that is bicarbonate. Now how is this bulk of carbon dioxide being transported? It is by plasma itself. Please do remember, this also has been asked. How? By plasma. Okay, now how is the reaction going to take place? First, step by step, in the form of reactions, you will be understanding. Carbon dioxide is going to be entering now. Now, first of all, you need to remember that at the alveolar level, the percentage or the partial pressure of oxygen is going to be high as it goes deep inside the body. Coming to the tissue level, the partial pressure of carbon dioxide will be higher. Now, carbon dioxide is going to diffuse into RBC, into our red blood cells, okay, where it is going to start its reaction. How does it react? Carbon dioxide combines with water molecule which is readily present in our RBC, undergoes reaction to form what? Carbonic acid. This is carbonic acid. Okay. Now, how is this reaction going to take place? There should be some enzyme working out, right? The name of the enzyme is carbonic anhydrase. Okay, this particular enzyme is present both in RBC as well as in plasma. This is very, very important to remember. It is present both in RBC as well as in plasma, but the percentage of this enzyme is higher in RBC when compared to that of the plasma. Okay, but it is readily present in both. So coming back to reaction, what did I say? Carbon dioxide is going to diffuse into RBC. It is going to react with water, which is readily present in RBC, undergoes a reaction using an enzyme, that is carbonic anhydrase. So this carbonic anhydrase is going to act like a catalyzer to form what? Carbonic acid. Okay. Now, carbonic acid, what does it do? Carbonic acid is going to further dissociate using the same enzyme, that is carbonic anhydrase, for which I have just written Ca, to dissociate to form what? H plus and bicarbonate ions. What is it going to form further? Carbonic acid is going to dissociate into what? Hydrogen, that is H plus, and bicarbonate ions. Now, further what is going to happen? Next page. Just have a look at this. Now, hydrogen ions, that is H plus ions, which is being formed, is going to release from this and go release from this in the sense. Now, for example, if I take a structure of RBC in a simple way, if I have to make this understand. Okay. Now, this is our RBC. I'll take this side as our plasma. Okay. Now what happens? What did I start with? Carbon dioxide. This is the outer region. Okay. Carbon dioxide combines with water, undergoes a reaction to form what? Carbonic acid. Again dissociates using the same enzyme to form H plus and bicarbonate ions. Correct? Now this whole reaction has taken place inside our RBC. Now H plus ion cannot stay longer inside the RBC for a longer duration. So hence what does it do? It goes outside. It leaves outside and combines with whom? Hemoglobin. Okay, hydrogen ions are released from the carbonic acid, combines with hemoglobin to form what? H dot HB. Now what is this exactly? H dot HB is nothing but hemoglobinic acid. I have written over here, that is hemoglobinic acid. That is what is going to take place over here. Now this bicarbonate, what will it do? It is left all alone. H plus has already left the RBC, gone and combined with hemoglobin to form what? Hemoglobinic acid. Now, the majority of the bicarbonate ions which are formed within this RBC, or also known as what? Erythrocytes, will diffuse out of, that means it is going to come out of RBC and enter into plasma. How does it enter? Answer is along the concentration gradient. Please do remember this. Along the concentration gradient. Okay. Bicarbonate ions is going to diffuse from the RBC, enter into where? Plasma. Now inside the plasma there are already readily present sodium chloride, potassium chloride ions. All these things are readily present over there. Now what does this majority of bicarbonate ions which are formed within the erythrocytes do is that it will slowly leave RBC, enter into where? Plasma. Goes and combines with whom? For example, here it is going to combine with sodium. So what is going to happen? HCO3 left RBC, entered into plasma, combines with the sodium to give rise to what? Sodium bicarbonate. So here, how much percentage? Now you'll understand the story is nearly 70 percentage carbon dioxide is transported by plasma as what? Sodium bicarbonate form itself. Okay, so this is one part of the story. Now you saw sodium was with chloride. Now sodium has gone and combined with whom? Bicarbonate ion. Who is left all alone now? Chloride ions are left all alone. In response to that bicarbonate ion, these chloride ions are going to diffuse from plasma enter into RBC. Why are they going to enter over here? The reason is to maintain ionic balance. Please remember this. To maintain what? Ionic balance. So here, in that way, the electrochemical negativity or neutrality will be maintained. So in response to bicarbonate ions leaving RBC, entering into plasma, combining with whom sodium, forming sodium bicarbonate, the one who is left all alone over here is chloride ions. What will the chloride ions do? In order to maintain that ionic balance, it will leave plasma, enter into RBC. This stage where the shifting is going to take place, that itself is called as what? Chloride shift. That itself is known as what? Chloride shift, which is also called as Hamburger's phenomenon. Hamburger's phenomenon. This is very, very important. How did this happen? Is that maintenance of ionic balance is taking place. HCO3 minus leaves RBC, enters plasma, combines with sodium to form sodium bicarbonate. Chloride ions, which are left all alone over there, in order to maintain that electrochemical neutrality or to maintain the ionic balance, it will leave plasma, enter into RBC. That stage itself is called as what? Chloride shift, also known as Hamburger's phenomenon. I hope I was very much clear with the first part of the story. How did this work out? Now, slowly from the tissues, the carbon dioxide is moving upstairs, that is coming back to the alveolar level. Now we know for the fact that at the alveolar level, the percentage or the partial pressure of oxygen is going to be higher. You rather call it as what? The deoxygenated blood, right? Now, the deoxygenated blood slightly starts moving or reaches the where? Alveoli of lung. It is going to come in contact with the alveolar level. Where what happens is that because of the partial pressure of oxygen will be high in the alveoli and partial pressure of carbon dioxide will start getting lesser in amount, the bicarbonate ions which were in plasma and the chloride ions which were in RBC will move back to its regular place. That is what is going to happen. I'll repeat the whole story in a reverse order now. The bicarbonate ions which had went and combined with the sodium over here forming sodium bicarbonate leaves sodium, comes back over here. That means it is coming back again. If you can see the reaction, I'm going to write down in a reverse order now. Okay, bicarbonate ion diffuses from plasma, enters into RBC back. Okay, chloride ions which were present over here, that means chloride which had come and sat over here, these will also leave RBC, goes and completely gets bound to its friend, that is the sodium ion, back into plasma. That shifting back itself is called as what? Reverse chloride shift. Please do remember this as well. Reverse chloride shift. Okay, now bicarbonate ions, because the location is changed now, instead of tissue level now it has come to alveolar level where the partial pressure of oxygen is high, partial pressure of carbon dioxide is low. So because of which the reaction which was smoothly going will start reversing its reaction. That is, bicarbonate ions which was present in RBC first went into plasma later, combined with sodium forming sodium bicarbonate, will leave plasma, enter into RBC, and the chloride ions which were sitting over there will leave RBC and goes and sits with its best friend, that is sodium, back in plasma. Now here, this reaction will again start reversing back. Now H plus ions, initially what I had said, it had left RBC, gone and combined with hemoglobin to form hemoglobinic acid, right? Now it will also leave hemoglobin because bicarbonate came back. Now hemoglobin will also obviously come back because of the change in location. Please do remember. So H plus ions will come back. Now these coming back, again the reaction will start going in a different order, that is carbonic acid will be formed. Again the reaction changes, water, then carbon dioxide is completely freed out. That means it is sent out into atmosphere. How is this reaction actually happened? The whole thing, why did it come back, is because This is being stimulated by oxyhemoglobin. How much percentage has oxyhemoglobin, students? It was around 97 percentage. So who is the dominant over here? The oxyhemoglobin itself. And also the location was alveoli. So obviously the partial pressure of oxygen will be very high. So hence everything went back in reverse order. So here what happened? All the dissociation of all these components took place, and this dissociation itself is called as what? Haldane effect. Haldane effect. And this reaction is completely reverse back, and carbon dioxide will be freed out into atmosphere. Okay, I'll repeat the whole procedure, that is bicarbonate, once again for you students, so that it will be very much helpful for you. I'll repeat it. Please do listen carefully. From the alveolar level, carbon dioxide has now entered into tissue level, where it enters into RBC. RBC has got water molecule readily present over there, and also an enzyme that is called as carbonic anhydrase. Carbon dioxide combines with water molecule, and this reaction is being catalyzed using an enzyme that is carbonic anhydrase to form what? Carbonic acid. Now this carbonic acid further dissociates using the same enzyme itself, that is carbonic anhydrase, to form H plus and bicarbonate ions. Now H plus ion does not stay for a longer duration inside the RBC. It leaves RBC, goes and combines with whom? Hemoglobin, to form hemoglobinic acid. Now bicarbonates are left all alone because H plus left out. So bicarbonate ions, what do? Majority of them are produced over there. So it will leave, which are formed inside the RBC, will leave the RBC, enter into plasma. Now inside the plasma there are readily present certain ions, like for example sodium chloride or potassium chloride. Now what does this bicarbonate ions do? It will leave RBC, enter into plasma, combines with sodium over there to form what? Sodium bicarbonate. Now who is left all alone? Sodium went and combined with bicarbonate. Chloride ions are left all alone. In order to maintain that ionic balance or electrochemical neutrality, these chloride ions will leave plasma and enter into RBC. That shifting itself is called as what? Chloride shift or Hamburger's phenomenon. Okay, now further the location slowly starts changing. So from the tissue level it is further moving upwards, that is to the alveolar level. Now what happens to the alveolar level? We already know for the fact that the partial pressure of oxygen over there is very high. So hence what happens? Complete dissociation takes place. That means whatever reaction of the carbon dioxide had took place, everything will be left out, and finally the major reason is the carbon dioxide has to be released into the atmosphere. So hence what happens is the dissociation is majorly stimulated by whom? Because of the oxyhemoglobin. Second point, majorly because of the location change, that is alveolar level. And the third point is majorly because of the partial pressure of oxygen over there will be very, very high. So everything will come back to normal space. That is sodium carbonate which had formed, sodium will leave, bicarbonate will leave the plasma, enter into RBC back. Chloride ions which were sitting in the place of the bicarbonate ions will leave RBC and enter back into plasma, join its best friend, that is sodium. That shifting itself is called as what? Reverse chloride shift. Okay, then the whole reaction takes place in reverse order. Finally the carbon dioxide will be released out. Now this whole procedure which is going back, that means the dissociation of all these compounds which took place, that effect itself is called as what? Haldane effect. I hope I was very much crystal clear with the topic of transportation of carbon dioxide. This is very, very important from the exam point of view. If you understand this theory very well, it will be easy for you to answer any question related to this topic. Okay, then I hope I was clear with this. If you have liked my video, like, share, and subscribe. Thank you so much. Have a good day, students.